Oh, I would. Whoop! It's been a hot minute, okay? It's been a hot minute. Hello, all my beauties or newbies. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Megan Ray, and for today's video, we're gonna be doing. Who's we're? I'm literally by myself. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing a conspiracy theory video on the Mandela effect, but it's just not gonna be the Mandela effect. It's gonna be like the theories on why we have the Mandela effect. So there's that. But before I get into that, I just wanted to kind of apologize for something. One, I'm wearing yet again another hat. My hair just looks disgusting. Two, if my face looks red, I'm sorry, I used this weird, like, moisturizer, and it made my face kind of, like, eek, you know what I mean? Like, it just, allergic reaction. And I haven't filmed in a hot minute, and I am sorry about that. I tried to upload every week, but this took a while to research, and I said I was gonna film so many things in Florida and had so many ideas, but they just fell through and nothing happened, nothing worked, like... It just didn't go. It was just a pain in the booty to find a good filming time and what to film and all that Florida stuff, like just kind of settling back in, doing, you know, dealing with personal stuff. But I'm back and I'm super, super excited. Okay, I did want to mention one more thing before I get into this. I did change back my intro because I just want my intro to be short, sweet, say my name, my social media, boom. And then I was like watching my intro and I was just like, no, there's too many irrelevant clips, it's too long, stupid, whatever. It was kind of cool, but like, no, I'm just gonna go back to normal one. Plus, the one I had, you know, my original one, it went with the outro, and this new one doesn't. So I'm just gonna change it back. Anyway, let's just get right into this. Scary music. Alright guys, let's get into this. So if you haven't heard of the Mandela effect before, it comes from Nelson Mandela, who died, or who supposedly died in the 1980s. That's what people remember, but he actually died in 2013. Now, people call this the Mandela effect because this was like the first big like phenomenon that happened. So that's why they named it, I guess. I don't really know why they named it that, but like, there's a little backstory. But the Mandela effect is basically when you think something was one way, but it's actually something else, like the Berenstain Bears. People think it's the Berenstain Bears. When I first heard about that, I was like shook. I was like, whoa, what? I thought it was Berenstain, but it's Berenstain. What? Like, I remember seeing it, you know, flipping through the channels on TV. I'd see the Berenstain Bears and Sex and the City, but it's Sex and the City, and I'm kind of like shook now. So we're gonna start off into basically why we get it. Now, this is more of the paranormal universe side of it. It's not the sciencey side of why we have it, but I will get into that. So Fiona Broome, a paranormal consultant, believes that we live in parallel universes. A big part of this theory too is that we live in a simulation. If you haven't heard any theories on this, I'll probably do a video on like our life is a simulation, you know, but it's basically like we're in a game like Sims, if you've ever played that game. Like a glitch can happen in Sims, just like a glitch could happen here if we're actually a game. This theory about parallel universes is that there's alternate realities and different versions of things exist in those. Like, one reality, there's Berenstain, which is our reality. Another reality, it could have been Berenstain Bears. And then a glitch happened in the software in our game, and now it's the Berenstain Bears, but maybe it really was Berenstain Bears. So, you know, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. An interesting theory. I don't really know what I believe. They all make sense to me, so I'm very biased. I don't know what I believe, honestly. But another actually common theory is that time travelers could be going back in time and doing crap to, you know, have this effect, just like the butterfly effect. If you don't know what that is, maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. But the butterfly effect is kind of like when, say, if you went back in time, you know, and something as simple as the flap of a butterfly's wings could change something massive here. Like, say, the flap of a butterfly's wings could change some president being elected or something. Like, that's just how little something could change something so big, you know what I mean? So that's a very interesting effect. Time travelers going back in time, like, that could be a thing now. I kind of believe it is, because if you guys watch Stranger Things, that was based on a true story, actually. So you never know what the government's doing. Now we're gonna jump into the sciencey part of things. So a lot of psychologists explain that the Mandela effect is actually a false memory, which is basically you mistake something for something else, which is easy, but here's the big thing. Most of the people remember it being one way, which is actually the wrong way. That's why this thing doesn't make sense, because it would make sense if a handful of people thought it was the Berenstain Bears, but majority of people think it's Berenstain. So that's just my thing on it. I don't really think it's like that per se, like that theory, but your brain actually does this thing where your unconscious mind believes something, and when your unconscious mind does this, it's called confabulation. So an example of this happening is, say I said a pillow in bed to you. A few minutes later, you would be like, you said sleep, and I'd be like, no, I didn't. I said words that are just like it. So, but, you know, it's like I didn't. So that's kind of another theory for why the Mandela effect could happen, or a theory on why it happens to us. So you were gonna fight someone and you thought you called them stupid, but you actually didn't. Your brain could trick itself into thinking it said stupid, and you'll actually believe that and say, I did that, but you actually didn't. You know what I mean? So it's actually a common thing. Our brain does it all the time. It mixes stuff up unconsciously, you know, that's where all the data goes. Like, your brain holds a lot too, so it wouldn't be that hard to, you know, mess something up. But again, a lot of people have this thing where they think it's a certain way, but it's actually not, which makes me kind of, which makes this theory kind of like, is it that though? You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of strange that everybody has it, or a lot of people have it. Okay, so the next theory is effort after meaning. Now, this is when people transfer unfamiliar information that they don't really understand, and their brain puts it in different words so it sounds understandable. A man named Frederick Bartlett got a group of participants and read the Indian tale full to these participants, and most of the listeners or participants transferred the information because it was something they couldn't really understand, and their brain formed it into making words or making it more comprehensible for them. So that is another way. But at the same time, it's when we look at, you know, words or Mandela effects like Sex in the City, and it's actually Sex and the City, they're not hard words to, you know, confuse for something else or try to make more understandable. Like, in and are different words, and they're totally familiar words. You see them almost every day. And I don't know if this effort after meaning thing could or could not work. Okay, now our last, I keep saying our and we. Who is here? Okay, the ghost. I'm just kidding. Anyway, this one last theory, it's based on social media, and basically if a person thinks, like, I'm gonna use the Berenstain example again. If one person thinks it's been Berenstain this whole time, they, like, put it on social media and say, oh my gosh, guys, like, what the heck? And then that could just be social media messing with your mind, saying, oh, well, you know, because, like, when I seen that, I didn't see the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstein Bears, or whatever. I didn't see them ever since I was a kid, so it's not like I really would have known, you know, until I seen it on social media, which may be a thing. And honestly, I don't find this too hard to believe. Many of these theories I just talked about, I don't find it too hard to believe, because if you haven't seen it in a while or something, like, you'd automatically just think that it's, you know, one way. If somebody's like, oh, I swear it was this way, and then you're like, wait a minute, I think it was that way, but you're not 100% sure, like me. Okay, I can tell you one thing, though. The Monopoly Man has a freaking monocle. I can tell you that for a fact, okay? That is one thing that nobody's gonna... No, social media did not just put that in my head. I know he had a freaking monocle. I know, which honestly was the craziest one to me. Alright, now I found some new Mandela effects that you might have or might have not heard of. So here are the few Mandela effects I found. Hopefully you haven't heard of these, because I tried to find new stuff, you know. Alright, so is it Play-Doh, D-O-H, or Play-Doh, D-O-U-G-H? I think it's Play-D-O-H. You know how it is originally, because they're trying to be creative or whatever. But Play-Doh, like actual dough, I think that would, like, that makes sense too. But I just remember us saying it as D-O-H. Now the next one is Rubik's and Rubik's. I remember it with a freaking X, because why would they put a K and apostrophe S? That's just extra, being extra. You know, stupid. I definitely remember it as a K. I definitely remember it being an X, because I was obsessed with Rubik's Cube. I know how to solve one. Like, I was obsessed as a kid. This is kind of trippy. This next one, I never noticed it until, like, I did research on it, but Frosted Flakes. Does he have a blue nose or a black nose? I always thought it was black, because the box has way too much blue on it for them to add more blue. And plus, like, his whole, like, tigery thing, like, why would his nose be blue? It just doesn't go with him. You know, he should have a black nose, but he has a blue nose, and honestly, it wouldn't be that crazy to think he would have blue stripes either, which could be another Mandela effect. I don't know. But this next one goes along with the Kit Kat one, how it has a dash or not. I thought it had a dash, also didn't. Like, I was kind of on the fence. But this next one is Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola with a dash. I always thought it had no dash, and it doesn't, so, you know. I was never a Coke fan, sorry. I was always Pepsi, so I wouldn't really know anyways. Just like this next one, Chick-fil-A. Is it spelled with a CK or a C? I always thought it was a CK because chick, you know, but some people think it's with a C. Personally, I don't live by Chick-fil-A. Where I come from, there's no Chick-fil-A around us. I know, boohoo, sad story, oh well. We were supposed to get one, but we never did. So that's the life of me. Hi, how are you? Kind of sad. Now this next one, I never really shop there. It's JCPenney or JCPenney. I mean, they both make sense. Like, I was kind of on the fence about this one too. I think you guys have seen this one before, but it's Life Was Like a Box of Chocolates, and it's not Life Is Like a Box of Chocolates. It was in Forrest Gump.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Okay, this one, I remember it as is. And because, like, why would you say life was? Like, you're still living. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Why would it be was like a box of chocolate? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, it does, but, like, you're still living. Like, you still don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Like, anything could happen. Like, that's just my view on it. And this last one, you guys have probably heard this before, but it's Cheez-It or Cheez-Its with a Z. I totally thought it was Cheez-Its with a Z, because Cheez-Its, like, let's get some Cheez-Its, like, let's eat some Cheez-It. Who says let's eat some Cheez-It? Let's eat some Cheez-Its or Z, you know, like, Who says, let's eat some Cheez-It? That sounds stupid. So, yeah. I don't know. This last one, I thought the last one was the last one, but I just thought of one. Cocoa Puffs or Cocoa Puffs? Cocoa with an A or Cocoa with no A? I always thought it was Cocoa with no A. I don't know what it is because I didn't look it up, but hopefully it's Cocoa with no A, but I feel like it's gonna be Cocoa with an A. I mean, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. You'll see by the time this goes up. I hope you guys liked this video. I'm sorry that I hadn't posted in a while. I really wish I did because I love filming and I love making videos. I'm gonna be back on the grind, don't worry. I got some more upcoming videos. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for my post notifications so you know every time I upload a new video. Yeah, just thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you. I love you.